I wanted to keep playing it. It's a
It's a
good
long
song.
There's 3 verses on this, all right?
I know. See, that was back then when 3 verses to a song was normal. It was normal to have 3 verses to a song. Now songs are. Lil Yachty talk about he walked all the way to Poland for a minute and 30. I checked.
Some songs, and yeah, when we played it like maybe 3 weeks ago, some songs just need to end at a minute 30. And some songs should end at 8 minutes, but you know.
That's totally fair. Of course, that's the one. Jigga, Jay hyphen Hove politics as usual, and you are tuned into 99.5 FM WBAI in the NY. And if you don't know, you should know. This is a little show we like to call Black Seinfeld, a show about nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Hi everyone, it's the Trinidadi Panamanian Poppy Rude Boy Top Gunner Suck Panyamada Giovanni Anglin. Hi everyone.
Yo, what's going on, folks? Bashtin is recording live from LA. Gio is in Brooklyn. You know, back again with another beautiful episode of Black Seinfeld, where you'll be able to find our stuff on pretty much online, on the internet, YouTube. You just go on blackseinfeld.com and you can see pretty much all our stuff. So yeah, definitely check it out. And we're also on social media, Black Seinfeld NY, Instagram and Twitter. And we're trying to expand to YouTube. They recently added handles. So if you type in Black Seinfeld NY, you should be able to find us. But I'm not sure how the handles thing is going to play out. It's interesting, though.
Me either. I'm assuming you could just go on the search bar and search at Black Seinfeld NY, and hopefully it'll pop up.
I bet they had creators complaining, especially like new creators like us, especially on the platform. It's really hard to kind of find your channel if you don't have it like at 1,000 or at least 10,000 subscribers.
Something we're going to work on, though, is consistency. We're going to try and be a bit more consistent when the new year rolls around. Yeah. Which brings me to one point really quick, too. This is a special announcement because for a long time here, we have Black Seinfeld. We like to be consistent, giving you all the best episodes. We come here live week after week, giving you new content. But for the next 2 weeks, got to be real with you, Bash and I will not be here. We're busy. We got stuff to do. We may be able to tell you about it, may not be, but we will be back, I guess, essentially, technically December 1st. I mean, November 30th, but into December 1st is when we're going to be back. So, just want to give you a little forewarning here before you come in live next week in your car and your radio or whatever, and you try and play us and Christine Blasey is selling you something.
So the way it looks like, we're just going to have 4 more episodes to the end of the year, plus the end of the year wrap up where we discuss our favorite albums. And it might be a longer episode this year because a lot of great music has come out. So I don't know if we're going to do a top 20 or a top 10, but it should be very interesting.
Yes, and I will make it apparent to say that we will be doing a top 10, top 20. We're going to do the 2022 wrap up in music. Because last year we didn't do it, and I honestly can't tell you the amount of people who hit me up privately on my DMs and it was like, yo, why didn't y'all drop an episode about 2021? And I was like, I'm sorry. It's one episode that the people actually look forward to. So I apologize, and this year we're definitely going to make it apparent to do so.
Yeah, I might have to start prepping now. I think
please do so.
I might do what you do normally, just like not include December at all and just focus from like last December to November, and that's it.
Oh, I don't include November at all.
You don't?
I don't include this year's November or this year's December. I include stuff from November 2021 and December 2021. So when you see, for example, Nas's Magic on my list, you'll know why, because that came out Christmas Eve 2021.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sense.
Or like last year, you put Adele's 30 on your top 10s list. That's gonna be on my list this year. I'm like my top 20. That's gonna be on my list this year.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Man. But anyways, Bashtin, how have you been, bro? How's your week been in California, out in LA? I heard someone won the lotto over there.
Yeah,
in Cali,
in Pasadena. which
Oh,
isn't
okay. I
too
was about
far
to
away
ask.
from me, actually.
Now, Bastion, you got to be honest. I got to be honest, or you have to be honest with me. Did you, by any chance, just purchase a ticket out in Pasadena at all for
Bastionissa
$2 billion?
does not gamble. Bastionissa does not gamble.
Really?
Yeah,
Like, not at all. Not even fantasy basketball.
absolutely not. That is a pipeline I do not want to go near. I rather just not be up compared to constantly being down, and you will be down. You know, you're always one hand away from making millions, they say, after 500 lost hands. So, yeah, I did not go for it. Apparently, it was $2 billion, if I recall,
Yeah.
the jackpot.
$2 billion, the first time ever in Powerball history
Which
where a
I
ticket has
think
gone up.
is a tell that people are more invested and hopeful that they could win the Mega Ball or whatever. So
This one
more
was the
people,
Powerball.
the Powerball. So more people are, putting into groups, trying to, you like shout out to the office workers. There's always the office numbers, right?
Right.
There's always
Yes.
like, you and your colleagues, you and your boys in the group chat, you have the numbers. So when all four of you win, you split the price. But 2 billion's a lot. I did the math. I always try to do 60% or maybe 30, like 60%, but I think they could leave with like 1.2 billion after
Well,
taxes.
well,
If they pay out full, if they do the payout full.
oh, okay. Well, actually, Bastion, they
Hmm.
didn't even. Apparently, the winners is gonna only receive at least 484 mil if they take the lump sum.
Oh, really? Because they don't have it.
Yeah,
That makes sense. That makes sense. Which is
yeah, they don't
weird
just
that they don't
active
have
randomly have
like,
2 billion to give.
yeah, they don't have 2 billion, which is weird. Don't you think? Don't you think the money that's in the pot should be handled like when you apply for an apartment, right? Let's say you have to pay the first and then the last. So that 2,500, for example, just a random number, will be held in escrow. It's not
Hmm.
held in like that person's bank account. And the minute you move, they check the place. Like, all right, we're gonna give you 2,400. No, that money is untouched and cannot be touched unless something happens and you ask, hey, can I use this money to pay for something? But
Yeah, it's like
that's
a
it.
security deposit
Exactly. But that's what
or
I
a
was.
reminder.
That's what I always thought this the lotto was. But apparently that's not true.
Hell no.
Apparently that's
Hell no.
not true. We don't got 2 billion for you, but if you split your payments up in like 20 years, you get that 2 billion. It's like, all right,
It's supposed to be like I think it's 30 years
30
on
years.
actually. 30.
That's insane. But I think that's
But
fine
it
too.
increases too within the year it increases.
No, that's fine because whatever you make in a month is probably what you probably make in like 6 years. So,
Yeah.
how can you be mad at
50K
that?
make a I make what you make in 10 years in 2 days. Wasn't that the line?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the person who has won the 2 billion
Hmm.
never reveals themselves. I
Also,
hope you.
the place that he won at actually did like the news camera and everything, and
Yeah.
they get $1 million.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. The place where the lottery winner wins at also gets a cut.
Oh, that's what's up.
Always, always. So they get
That's what's
like 50K, 100K, but this one's getting $1 million, which is nuts.
That is cool, man.
So
Honestly, I do not play the lotto that often. The only time I play is if the jackpot goes up at least 500 million. That's when I'm starting.
it makes sense. Makes sense. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think it's all a sham. But anyways, that's kind of my weekend in terms of it rained 2 days in a row, which is extremely rare. And
Hmm.
the average California would say, we needed this. I'm like, this is crazy. Other than that, I'm all good. How about you? How was your weekend?
Well, Bastion, I just want to say you're welcome to the people, I want to say you're welcome because November 7th was a special day. You know, Monday, November 7th, to the day, I might add, 28 years ago, something special happened in the world. Okay? I was born. That's right. It was my birthday this past week, this past Monday. And I don't know if you knew this, Bastion, but this past Monday is probably the last time for a while where we're going to get weather that was significantly hot. It was a 78 degrees
in November.
In November on my birthday. Now, you have to understand something, people. Bashtin is born in May, all right? He's a summer kid, all right? So he's used to having sunny ass weather. He's used to sunny skies. He's used to nice temps. Me, however, and a lot of other November babies, it's a shuffle. It's a real shuffle when it comes to us because one year it could be nice and warm. The next year it can be cold as balls. The next year it can snow. It's very
It's a
unpredictable,
dice
I'd
roll.
like to say. It's a freaking dice roll. The last time I had good weather that wasn't this year was when Joe Biden became president. And I remember that clearly because it was a good 72-degree day that day. And everyone was outside. And everyone had on shorts and stuff. It was a good
That
day.
was when New York
And
was
then
alive.
that
That
was when New
one
York was
day.
alive. That one day
Yeah.
we got to feel what it was like
Wait, your birthday was
the end of
election day? That day?
it was at election
Okay,
day.
yes, because you got the
It was
bars.
election
I
day.
remember.
I was lit that day. I puked my head off when I got home that day. It was so great. And then 2021 happened and it was cold as balls. It
Yeah.
was 50 degrees. And then this year, a solid ass 78 degrees. It was incredible, Bashtin. It was beautiful. It was magical. And now for the rest of the week, it's cold again. It sucks. So you're welcome to everyone who got to experience that with me. Okay. Although it should have been about me, you know what? I like to give even on my birthday. And that was my gift to the world. That was my gift to New York, you know.
Understood, King. You know,
Thank you.
you're a
Thank you.
delusional king.
You know what? You're welcome. You know what? You're welcome, Bashtin. And so what did I do? What did I do to celebrate? I really didn't do much on that day. My mom wanted to see me. My mom was in town, so I saw my mom that day. And then Tuesday, my dad wanted to hang out, so I hung out with my dad. And then today, I finally got to do what I really wanted to do, and that was go to movies all day. So I saw a couple movies. I saw The Woman King with Viola Davis. That was the movie where it was about the all woman warrior group in Africa, the Dagojin. That was a really good movie.
Oh, John Boyega's in it, and they gave him like
John
3C
Boyega is the
hair.
king. Yes,
Which
yes.
was weird.
John Boyega was the king. He had like a good 6 wives in the movie. All of them was banging. Viola Davis was the general of the Dagojin. It was tight, and the reason why it was called the Woman King was because in their tribe they believe that it should have man rule and a woman rule, so it could be balanced. Sort of like you, Bashtin. Aren't you a Gemini?
There's a
You have
mental
two
balance.
faces.
Sure. It's not
Exactly.
two faces, but sure.
Oh, okay. I don't even know what that means, Bashtin. I'm just talking crap. But it was a great movie, though.
Good
Definitely
movie?
recommend.
Okay.
Good movie. Recommend seeing it. They kill white people, so I'm all in on it. You know how I feel. That's just me on that side. That's how that go. I saw some other movies. I saw Pray for the Devil. It was awful. Don't go see it. It sucked. It was a waste of time. But thankfully, I didn't pay to see that movie. Also, I broke my rule, Bashtin. I swore to never watch another DCEU film again, but here I stand a hypocrite. Because I saw one movie because I had to support The Rock.
Ugh.
Don't do that.
Absolutely not.
Black
I
Adam.
disagree with supporting The Rock. Like,
Why?
because
He's The Rock.
no, at a certain point of time, he no longer became The Rock. What is he now?
I'm sorry, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
There you go. That's what he is. He is a tool for Hollywood to push these terrible movies, right? He could do 1 out of 10 movies that are good. 1 out of 10. The other 9 is just to make money. And it's the same plot, And all you had to do is add, what's his name? Kevin Hart to the mix because they have great chemistry. Boom, another movie.
Listen, Bashtin, I know I've spoken a lot of crap about DCEU movies, okay? But when I tell you This was a good DC movie. I was thoroughly enjoyed by this. All right, and by no means is there any bias towards this because it's The Rock. It was a pretty good movie. It was a good backstory. It had good trauma. It had good characters. It had a good plot. It had a good little surprise ending. I mean, I'm not spoiling anything. I saw it on Twitter even before I saw the damn movie. Freaking Superman is back. Henry Cavill is back as Superman. That's why he can't be in the what's that Netflix show he was
Oh,
in?
Witcher.
Witcher. He can't be a Witcher anymore. It's going to be Thor's little brother now. So, because Henry Cavill is back as Superman, and he met up with Black Adam at the little mid credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really spoiling anything because Twitter doesn't see. That's how you know Twitter don't care about DCEU because they were quick to spoil that crap. But when it comes to Marvel movies, nah, they don't play that, or I don't play that.
You know, I still agree with what I said. I don't care to see The Rock in anything. It's a cash cow.
Why are you hating on The Rock, bro? I don't like.
No, it's not hating. It's understanding this is the economy that we're in. The economy of Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his movies. He plays the same character. You know, they have a art character type for him in order to pitch to the investors. And the investors is like, this movie sucks. Hey, we're adding The Rock and Kevin Hart. You know, we're trying to do this like Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder type stuff. And it's like, all right, but it's the same movie. It's the same
Kevin
movie.
Hart has nothing to do with this movie, though, Bashtin. Why are you bringing Kevin Hart into this?
No, I'm saying it's either that or the other.
Superheroes.
You could
this isn't Jumanji. This isn't all the other
thing.
movies. Yeah, it's not on any of that. Okay, this is Black Adam. This is something different.
No,
you don't have it.
I'm trying to say there's a
cameo.
there's a 2-for-1 type thing. You know, it could be like 2 Dwayne by himself. Next one, the third one will be plus Kevin. So, wait 2024, election year again. It will be another Rock with Kevin Hart movie. Not against that. I never saw any of it, but I know I don't want any. So
in 2024, are you gonna vote for The Rock?
He's not running. All right.
I know he's not, but I mean,
maybe in 2028. Maybe in 2028 when the delusion goes to his head. But
I don't know if you've ever seen Young Rock, but that's basically the plot of the show. He's running for president, and to seem relatable to the American people, he's recanting different stories from his life in different ages. That's basically the show Young Rock. Yeah, it's a good show.
The delusion.
See, and he's saying there's no biases or hate towards The Rock. You see this?
Did I say that? Did I say there is no bias? There's no bias.
Yeah,
it's all business.
I hope he rock bottoms you. How about that?
It's all business.
But also, I did see another movie. This was actually on my birthday. This was on a Monday where Regal Cinema is doing this thing called Mystery Movie Mondays. And what it is they'll give you, it's a movie for $5 at 7:00. And it's a movie that has not come out yet. Right? So this is a feature presentation of a movie that has not come out yet. It will be coming out in the future. The only catch is we just don't know what the movie is. So the first thing I immediately did was get it out of my head that it's going to be Black Panther. I knew for a fact they wouldn't be stupid enough to give away Black Panther for $5. So no, it's not Black Panther. I was hoping for The Menu with Anya Taylor-Joy. I don't know if you've seen this trailer. It's with Anya Taylor-Joy and her boyfriend, and they're going to like this little fancy Michelin star restaurant. And then it turns out that the chef and his team is like, I think they're killing people. That's just me. They didn't really reveal it, but I'm thinking like something's wrong with the chef and he's sort of murdering people and probably serving people kidneys or something. I don't know, but that's just me. So I kind of wanted to see that movie. It wasn't even that either, Bashtin.
That plot you just named kind of reminds me of, I think, the season finale of Atlanta from season 3 when they were eating the fried hands.
Oh, yeah.
You're not supposed to look at the meal. Or you're supposed to eat the meal, but covered. Because it's so. Anyways, that's the plot.
That's when Zazie Beetz was in France still.
Yeah.
She pretended to be Amelie for
Mm.
some weird reason. She had the Amelie Bob. That was a good episode. I like that. But anyways, no, it was not that movie either, Bastion. What it was a movie from Apple Studios,
Oh.
and it was a Christmas movie
Oh.
starring Will Ferrell
Hmm.
and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And a classical it was a classic modern take on A Christmas Carol, but it's a musical.
Uh,
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of musicals. I'm definitely not a fan of watching Christmas movies in November. I'm tired of the disrespect. But I gotta admit, Bastion, this movie won me over. It won me over at the end. Some of the music jingles sucked, but the comedic duo of one Will Ferrell, because again, Will Ferrell and Christmas movies with Will Ferrell, of course, he's Elf. Who can forget? I think it helped made the movie, especially with Ryan Reynolds, of course, who he just plays Ryan Reynolds with any movie, to be honest. But ever since he's been Deadpool, he's been playing Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool in these damn movies. That's just me. That's just how I feel. But other than that, I will say you can enjoy the film. It's a Christmas Carol, but it's a modern take on Christmas Carol. Um, I will give one spoil away from it. Will Ferrell plays Ebenezer Scrooge, right?
Will Ferrell.
Yes.
You keep saying Pharrell.
Oh, sorry. Well, Will Ferrell or Will
You
Ferrell or
just said it.
the dude from Elf, the dude from Elf, he's playing Ebenezer Scrooge, but in this modern time, Ebenezer Scrooge, he's actually the ghost of Christmas present.
Mm,
That's all I'm gonna say there.
okay.
And that's it. And Ryan Reynolds is the modern day Scrooge now. So it's like old Scrooge trying to help out new Scrooge on not being a Scrooge anymore. So it's pretty tight.
Interesting that you said Apple film, and the first thing that came to my mind was the new Will Smith film, where he plays like a slave,
Oh,
I think.
wait,
Um,
Will Smith is playing a slave in that movie?
yeah, yeah. Um, because the only reason I know about it is because the countless amount of people who kept writing articles about because Will is banned from the Oscars for 10 years, what's the point of Apple making this movie so they can't get an Oscar? It's like Apple wants to make movies for streaming. Oscars is a plus too, but there's literally 100 other awards for them to win.
That's true.
Oscars is losing value year by year. So hey, you ban Will Smith next year. You know, maybe you won't have XYZ there anymore. But the same way how like the BET awards lost more value year after year because they kept getting the same people the same award. So
And certain people don't even make the awards either at the BET Awards. Like, oh, and the winner is such and such. Oh, such and such isn't even here.
yeah, 5
We'll
years in
accept
a
the
row
award
we're
on their
trying to get
behalf.
Drake here, and he won
Oh,
again. He's not here.
I think the last time Drake was there was when he had thick eyebrows.
Exactly. You know, during his like, I need actually during those days, people actually did like going to award shows and wanted to
Yeah.
perform. But now I think they see performing at award shows that's just like a chore, and also they don't get paid. You know,
Oh, they don't get paid.
no one gets paid. All that
Oh,
advertising money is going straight to the company, going straight to Viacom. So
I, I actually thought they got paid for this stuff.
no, no,
Oh, wait. So why do people just show up then?
no. It's just
Oh,
it's just kind of
yeah, yeah,
it's a
yeah.
party support. You're gonna meet up the after party.
Culture board and da, da,
You
da.
gotta meet other celebrities. Like this is like your only opportunity to meet XYZ. So
Sure.
fair
Oh,
enough.
but
Yeah.
I will say though, this Friday I do have my tickets for Wakanda Forever. I'm excited. I'm gonna get dressed up uh, for it again. Don't judge me, but I have a legit reason why I'm getting really dressed up. It's because I made reservations for myself, Bastion, for the Polo Bar on the Upper East Side. That's right. Ralph Lauren has an exclusive restaurant that I am going to, people. You have to call weeks in advance, and I'm doing it. Well, and I did it already. So this Friday, I'm going to do that. and then I can't spend any more money because I have something somewhere to go next week. So
Yeah, yeah, sounds about right. It's funny you brought
hmm
up Ralph Lauren because we're probably just gonna get into the next topic right now. The next topic is about Twitter
yeah,
and continuing our conversation from last week when Elon Musk is changing the platform, fired 50% of the staff, and had to sell
Bashtin's former employer, by the way,
$4 billion
Elon.
worth of Tesla stocks because he obviously bought a um I don't know how to what's the opposite of a cash cow?
Uh, that's a good question.
Whatever the opposite of a cash cow is, that's what Twitter is. So he's losing a lot of money. He had to sell like $4 billion worth of stocks in order to just keep funneling Twitter.
Jeez.
In my opinion, I don't think they should have ever sold it because people lost their jobs, right? It's like, hey, I they never did explain if you work for certain tech companies, you do get stock vested. So if you were there for 2 years, and let's say you got like 20,000 shares, and I think they sold it at $44 per share. I might be wrong. Don't anybody can correct me on this. Like that gets paid out to you, and you're still working in the company. So people got fired. They get paid out from the $44 billion evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, the biggest things is the $8 per month to have a what we will call a what was it called for
Oh, to be
the
verified?
check mark.
Yeah, to get the blue check mark, the blue verification, to get verified on Twitter.
So in order to get verified, like you already verified, but if you get Twitter Blue, you will be verified and you will have like different settings. Like you can now edit
Mm-hmm.
and already
Edit button.
edit
People.
button. Yeah.
Something that we've always wanted for free.
So that's what's going to happen to this platform. Most of the features are going to be cut where you will have to pay, almost like YouTube Red. Not YouTube Red, I think. Yeah, YouTube Red. Almost in a way where you
Wait,
won't.
one YouTube read the exclusive YouTube shows and all that, or am I
Yeah,
just too
exactly. It's like the
okay?
exclusive stuff where you could now it's called I think YouTube Premium or whatever. And let's say you close YouTube application, it will no longer continue the audio, just cut it.
Mm. Right.
And also you have to watch all the ads. I haven't seen a single ad on YouTube in years, and I always like cringe anytime I see an ad on YouTube. It's like, what is this? Anyways, as someone that's really into design, one of the weirdest thing that he originally wanted to do, and it lasted for one day, was if you had a check mark and you got it and it's official, like you showed them articles and you are the person of like stature, you'll have like this weird looking check mark that are transparent and it says official, but you will
Mhm.
only be able to see it if you click said profile. So you can imagine a name with a check mark, the official, the regular check mark, the tag of the page, and underneath it will be another check mark, official. It's the most
I mean,
disgusting looking thing ever.
so now, Bastion, what we have to do is we have to work on not even being verified anymore. We got to be official
Yeah, you have
on
to
Twitter.
be official. You have to have some sort of vision to it. Because now
Hmm.
it's a little different because if you go on the page, you actually have to click the check mark to see the type of account they have. So if you go,
Oh,
yeah, it's like that now. So let's say you click a random celebrity or a politician, you go on the page, you click the check mark, you'll
all right.
say
Let's use I don't know. All right, let's use KSI for
KSI,
example.
yeah, KXI. He's a huge YouTuber. He's a boxer. He's well known.
He's black.
He's black, and you go on this account. You click the check mark. It says this account is verified because it's notable in government, news, entertainment, or another designated category. Now, those
Yeah.
are the regular check marks that we've always seen, and kind of the purpose of the check mark because if someone says, like I said, journalist sent something, that will show that they're official. Like they're not lying just for fun. Like they're really him.
About it. They official tissue.
They're officially that person. But let's say you're a meme page, like Ballsack Sports, for example, right? That's a meme page that's even been on ESPN because they would say some outlandish stuff, and they'll see some outlandish stuff, and they won't do any type of fact checking. So if you go on their page and they got the check, it now says when you click the check, this account is verified because it's subscribed to Twitter Blue. But who's going to?
That's so lame. They just said, "Oh, you paid for this."
Okay, so what's going on here?
Some people are paying to get verified, but others they don't have to pay because they already official tissue. So now what you're saying is if you want to take the easy way out and be a bitch, you go ahead and do YouTube Blue. But if you want to be official tissue out here, okay, you better do the long route. You better be someone of stature. You better be someone that people know. You gotta get your clout up in order for you to be official tissue. Or you could go the road less traveled by and pay that $8, and you could just be a subscriber to YouTube Blue. Which you know what? Screw YouTube Blue. We not paying for it no more. Nah, we gonna work this out. We gonna do this so we can be official tissue. Cause I'm not taking the easy way out. Screw you, Elon.
It's strange. It's disturbing, and I don't understand its purpose because the check is to separate regular users from users that will give and provide clear answers to any conversation. After the song of the week, the first song of the week, we're going to start getting into politics and talking about the election that happened the other day. And the people that will go out and say, hey, this person is going to win because they're up by 30%. Now you could be a random check and say this person's going to win, and people are going to believe you. It's like, what does this person know about politics? This person is not in the room where they're counting the votes. So it's going to be a mess. I don't understand what it means to be separated. Like if you're buying the check versus, you're a person. And you have to understand, it takes, I think, like 2 articles and another piece of like media to prove that you are this person, and then you'll be able to get the check. So let's
wait a minute. Hold up. We have an article written about us on Gotham. That was when they tried to do the whole coup thing, and they mentioned Black Seinfeld.
Yeah.
We had another article. We have a biography of ourselves on the not even on the Black Seinfeld page, but the WBAI page. Right?
That could work, but we just have to submit it and see if they approve it. But that's how you get a check in the first place. Or if you're a celebrity. Well, it's easy. So let's say you're Drake and it's the first time you log onto Twitter, you make an account. You literally just have to send like 1 or 2 and then like some official paperwork to show that you're going to be represented by Drake and XYZ. And then boom, you get the check. That could take a day. But come on,
this is
me bashing this is like I have done nothing.
They're like, what the hell's a Bashtinista?
Like, why would I give you a check for you to do what exactly? Like, what's the purpose here?
See, yeah, but for Black Seinfeld though, it could work.
Yeah. Like business accounts, Target. It's like, hey, something's wrong with my Apple product, YouTube account. It's like you will at them because they got the check, and they're like the actual. They're connected to the company. Now you could say YouTube tag, whatever, buy the check, and now they're DMing you. And that's another problem I note. I saw someone complain about. You say, I hope that these checks don't equal to like random DMs, because they separate the DMs from the check verified accounts to just regular people, especially if you're a celebrity, because you don't want random fans reaching out to you whenever they want. It's happening already. Random fans are paying the $8 to get the check to reach out to you, and it shows up on your account.
That's right.
It's like
this is taking DMs, sliding DMs to a whole nother level because everyone's on the equal playing field now. Well, somewhat. That's what it seemed like.
It's ridiculous. But if Elon could get, I don't know, like 1 million people to do it, that's $8 million right then and there.
Exactly. And that's going to be $8 million per month.
$8 million per month.
So that he gets.
Yeah, and there's a lot of active users. So he's trying to get like 10 million people to pay for it, and then he'll be profitable. In a way, not really. He has hit like $1 billion in profit, by the way, a year.
I hear you. But also, hopefully, either one of the two things can happen now. Because Elon is a savage, and it seems like the return of 45 is inevitable, and other personalities, maybe we might get Andrew Tate back. I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully, this can mean that OJ Simpson can be verified on Twitter. Hopefully, we'll see.
He
I
could
don't
pay
know.
for his own verification now.
He can, exactly. He can either pay for the $8 per month, or Elon can make him official tissue.
I already saw someone saying that they're OJ already and said, "Hey, just letting you know, I really did do it." I already saw that. I already saw it today. Anyway,
That's not OJ though. OJ, it's the real OJ 32. Why do you know this, Gio? I plead the fifth.
Anyways, that's just something I wanted to complain about. I do think it is going to affect the usage of that media website, and it's a good aggregate for like news, and that's what we use sometimes in order to get like instant news updates about certain topics that we're going to discuss next.
That's right.
But to see the fall of Twitter this way, like I knew it would eventually fall, but it's like this is still important. So I don't think it's gonna fall anytime soon.
Yeah, this ain't the fall of Twitter yet.
No, this is the first stage.
Yeah, but it hasn't fallen yet. This is just the first change that has been made, really, to Twitter.
You know how I know it's the first stage of it almost like getting ready to be fallen? Elon Musk said, like, oh, you get ready to, he's, if you're going to vote, vote Republican, da, da, da. And then he had to kind of back himself, say, hey, I've always voted Democrat. This is the first time voting Republicans. Like, you're voting Republicans in the worst period of time to vote Republican, because they're out here thinking it's going to be a red wave. But was it a red wave?
Not really, no. Really. That was a lie. But hey, meanwhile, over in Georgia, people are mad and wondering why Stacey Abrams left. But it's stuff like that. People that were, well, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, let's get into the first song.
Bashtin, what's the first song?
The first song I want to get into is let me see. I think I'll do "Let It Go."
Okay.
Let It Go with Missy Elliott, Lil' Kim, and it's a Keisha Cole song. So here's the remix. Check it out.
Fire, baby. Fuego. That was Keisha Cole, Missy Elliott, Lil' Kim with "Let It Go." 2007 album, that classic. I think it's fair enough to say classic. Just Like You. Y'all know the album. That's the one where you see Keisha Cole eyes and stuff. That's the album. Of course, it also has Last Night on the album. Great track, featuring, at the time, he changed his name to P Diddy. So what you gonna do? That record just brings me back memories back to 7th grade. That was another prominent, huge album back in the middle school days. I'll never forget that. And that was 15 years ago. Bashtin, 15 years ago, you had tracks like this hot. Of course, I'll never get over the I thought was the second coming of like the next big R&B dude, and that was in Jay Holiday. I honestly thought like this dude was going to be the next one up, because he had Bed came out, Suffocate came out. That was it. But during that time, okay, I thought he was going to be something special.
It's interesting. I think that was like the last remnant of people that grew up on 70s, 80s music outside of rap, because I do think certain producers only only grew up on just rap music, so they could only think in rap music. That's why if you listen to, for example, like Old Dirty Bastard from the Wu-Tang Clan, he would say like, I only know like disco records from the 70s and 60s and stuff, because that's what he grew up on. That's why those rappers they know how to bring different tastes together, and I think that's something that we're missing today, especially with the newer generation. Like, people just only listen to rap.
Exactly, because their reference point of what was hot again in the early 2000s, somewhat of the late 90s, but definitely the 2000s, mid 2000s, early 2000s is what we're hearing a lot of when it comes to rap music, or just even popular songs that were out in that time. And later on, we're going to talk about a particular album that came out which has one of the worst tracks ever because it sampled one of my favorite songs ever, and I hate the damn hook and I hate the damn beat because it reminds me of the song and just wanting to hear the damn song, not this stupid ass version of the song that they sampled. And sometimes 40 just needs to relax. But anyways, let's get into the midterm elections that happened this past yesterday,
Yeah.
the day before yesterday.
So Black
That's still
Seinfeld.
going on right now.
So Black Seinfeld is now sponsored by the Red Wave. What is the Red Wave? The Red Wave is the next generation of voters. These voters are tired of the Democrats, tired of the woke culture, tired of being, limited by what they could do because it's just not PC. Well,
Exactly. We eating the red pill, y'all.
things has changed. Like we're gonna start banning books. We're gonna start, attacking people for what they're about, and we're gonna allow racism in the streets again. All right, that's what the red wave is all about. So
What's the thing about banning the books, though? What books are they trying to ban?
they were trying to ban a lot of books that deals with transgender identity or anything dealing with
Right.
LGBTQ or anything that has any type of leftist political standpoint to it because it presents an agenda. But I have a hot take for that. My hot take for anybody trying to ban books is focus on the wrong thing. Because how were you educated? These QAnon theories don't come from a book. They come from the internet. They come from YouTube videos. If we want to ban something, you got to ban like videos, like certain people from making content because
Well,
no one's reading. No one's really reading a book out here. And so is the
true.
people trying to ban books because they always try to ban a book that they don't know anything about. They've heard, they read, they saw a QAnon type video about said book and they're going with like we got to ban such books. So I disagree. I think the whole thing is kind of silly. It's like you're focused on the wrong thing. If you don't want people to be woke, stop the videos. But like I said before, you're more likely, and there's reports. You're more likely to get into conservative content on YouTube if you're not searching for any type of political content than you are going to get leftist content. So
Yeah, you're more likely to see some crappy ass Daily Wire ad just
mm-hmm.
come out of nowhere if you're not even searching out for the leftist sort of ideologies. Because I don't know, it's just weird how the YouTube algorithm works and how it sort of promotes right wing stuff. But also, again, Bastion, I remember when I did the whole Andrew Tate video, or the Andrew Tate episode, and I said, hey, when he got banned at the end, hey, there can always be someone who just comes in and takes his place.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as that happened, here comes good old Sneeko from New York, right? And
Sneeko is popping off now.
He's freaking on a tear. I told you someone was gonna come in and just do the same thing he did. But hey, here comes Sneeko talking all this recklessness, bringing on white supremacists and racists and Nazis and doing all this crazy stuff. And his ass got banned too now. So
really, he's banned off.
Yeah, he got banned off YouTube.
Oh, interesting. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
When you bring that type
Still
of
has
energy.
his Twitch, but no, they banned his ass off YouTube.
Oh.
His main channel and his Sneeko channel.
Oh, that's interesting. Like YouTube is where the money's at. Like you'll make money on Twitch, but YouTube is where the real money's at.
Well, one of the Twitch dudes brought the Munch Girl on. He's like the most popular Twitch dude.
The Munch Girl? You gonna say that?
Fine then. Our savior. You're right. Our savior.
New York rappers,
of the New York
bro.
rap game.
We're New Yorkers. We have to respect all New York rappers.
You're right.
That.
Our savior of the New York rap game,
you.
Ice Spice, was on Twitch streamers.
I forgot his name, Ray something.
I forgot, but she liked him wearing a Nike Tech, and he wore a Nike Tech.
Yeah,
see,
he's good. He's really good.
I don't miss anything. He's a good dude, and he's black. So shout out to him for being the top Twitch streamer.
Yeah. I respect him. He's doing really well. Him and Bruce drop him off. Shout out to them. So
shout out to y'all.
So let's get back into the politics. Politics as usual. Were there any shocking results? Actually, before we talk about that, let's talk about the media coverage.
But hold on. This
Yeah.
is the I want to let the people know. Yes, this is the midterm election. So what does that mean for midterm elections? Basically, the people in the houses and senates was up for grabs in Congress, and then the House of Representatives are up for grabs right now. But also we have certain states that have a governor elections. I know for Bashtin last week we talked about the mayoral race that's happening, right?
Yes.
So just wanted to throw that out there for the people who don't know what the midterm elections is. It's mainly for our Congress, our Senate, our House, and then mayoral and governor elections and stuff like that. But yes, continue, Bastion. I apologize.
Yeah. For example, there are roughly 10 seats that were opened for the Senate, and that was one of the biggest shows because you have the Congress, you have the House, and then you have the Senate. They also have a lot of local levels as well, and we pretty much could speak on our own cities. Gio's going to speak for New York. I'm speaking for LA just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an interesting night. The first thing I wanted to discuss is the media coverage on the election. The media coverage on the election is almost like ESPN and live news together. So they have hot takes. They have breaking news when it's not breaking news really. Sometimes it is breaking news where it's like, oh, yo, look at this percentage. It was 80-20% before for Fetterman versus Mr. Dr. Oz. But now, like, the numbers has changed and XYZ has a higher percentage. So that's pretty much how the night is. I watch it through Twitter. I watched it through YouTube and also other commentaries on Twitch as well, in order to kind of get like the full experience content, because it is weird to watch CNN all day. And I don't know how people do it, especially for a lot of conservatives that watch Fox all day. It's after 1 hour, I'm exhausted. I say, all right, that's enough. But that's kind of like the media's coverage. They are making a lot of prediction. They're always talking about their own polls. I hate their polls because they're only reaching out to their own subscribers. So if you talk about a certain type of politic and you say, hey, for example, abortion, it's like if this whole channel, the whole time MSNBC is talking about like how they're for abortions. Of course, when you reach out to your own poll, they're going to say they're for abortion. So that's just how I look about polls, in my opinion. But let's go back to the key races.
Yeah.
The key races: Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, PA, and Wisconsin. These were the Senate seats that were up for grabs. And one of the ones that I wanted to quickly focus on is Georgia, because Georgia is always interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke on Georgia back in 2021 with Senator Raphael Warnock, who was able to win his seat, which made him the first black senator from Georgia to actually get a seat. So now...
First, it was a runoff, though.
Huh?
It was a runoff, though, because he didn't hit the 50%.
Yes.
So they had to reelect again. He had to run again. And then he won in like January 2021.
Yes. Because we spoke about it twice. And shout out to the person that emailed us saying, hey, I think it's important for you to discuss it. And we did discuss it. We did the extra research. And it was a huge deal because that's kind of what brought the Senate to make sure that it wasn't just all Republican. Also, the person he was facing was like come on,
right?
It wasn't a politician.
And also that same year too. That same year too is when Stacey Abrams became the governor as well of Atlanta, of Georgia. Sorry.
Yes. So she ended up running for the governor, and she lost. She lost to Brian Kemp.
I'm not surprised by this. I've been seeing Twitter lately, especially with Stacey Abrams losing. I saw some of the blame push for black men, and then that was quickly dispelled. I didn't see it. I saw a lot of, oh, this isn't a black issue. This is another minority issue because as you can see in the numbers, it's split down the middle. But here's what I've been saying for the longest time now, especially when it comes to Georgia or a lot of these battle states, right? Again, you have to talk about the battle states because One year it can be red, another year it can be blue. What I think he's done well with was the fact that on his campaign, instead of just trying to apply to Republicans, what he did was he applied to both Democrats and Republicans. So what I think happened was for the centrists who sometimes might be leaning left, they sort of changed their minds and they're like, okay, I'm gonna vote Republican for the Yakubian Devils and maybe some of the Latinos. I think that is a real possibility that could have happened.
Yeah. So to talk about like this post that I sent to Gio earlier was from Michael Harriet, and he posted on Twitter, according to the exit polls, Abrams had more support from black men than the Dems had nationwide. And this is important for what Gio was explaining, because in many elections, especially, let's go back in time. Let's go back 2 years ago when Biden was running. No, 3 years. Like, yeah, two years ago when Biden was running.
2 years, you good. Yeah.
When Biden was running. And it was this whole thing like black voters need to support Democrat, which they always do. They always tend to.
Always do.
But ain't no way that there's enough black people in the said population to be enough to change the results. Right? It is helpful for if you're a mayor and if that town and 50% of the town is black, then yes, the black vote is very important. But when you're comparing, and this is very interesting, and I'm just going to read off the stat, when in Georgia, the white man is 31% of the population and white woman is 30% of the population, right? Then compared to black men and black women, which is in total of 28% of the population. What's the difference? Right? Mm. So black men actually supported Abrams 84% rather than, and 14% supported Kemp, and black women supported Abrams 93% and 6% supported Kemp, which is a good number because you're never going to get 100%, but anything over 60, it's like, okay, you got the support of said group that you're targeting. But when you look at the white men and the white women within Georgia, they were not interested in Stacey Abrams. She could not get them to vote for her. 20%, 23% to 27% of them voted for Stacey Abrams, which was very, very interesting and very telling as well.
Exactly. That's what I keep saying. And he applied. His campaign was to speak with Democrats and Republicans, and so maybe the white Democrats, sort of went over to the Brian Kemp side. It could have been a huge possibility. I'm not saying that it is, but I'm just saying it's a theory of mine. Also, you got to look at the Latino vote as well. It was split down the middle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Latino 6% of the state, Asians 2% of the state, and other 3% of the state. It was very split down the middle for all of them. That's Latino was 55, 43, 54, 46, and other was 47, 47, which is to expect.
That's something huge. Yeah. It's important, Bashtin.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just saying he could have been able to sway certain people to not vote for Stacey Abrams.
So it is very interesting to kind of see that stat as well, in terms of politics. And who else was running? John Fetterman and Mr. Dr. Oz. I call him Mr. Dr. Oz.
and that's the state of Pennsylvania, guys. I am happy that Dr. Oz lost.
I do think it's scary that he has a lot of votes. I don't like it.
He's Dr. Oz, Bashtin.
No. He's from New Jersey, by the way.
I know, but it's
he's not from PA. He's from New Jersey.
He's from New Jersey. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like people know who he is. He just came with a lot of money and a lot of ads.
And co-signed from Oprah.
He didn't get the co-sign from Oprah. Oprah co-signed John Fetterman. No, he did not.
No, I'm saying like not even politically. I'm just saying on the show.
Politically. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying on the shows.
It's beyond that now. His first year was the co-sign, but after that it was just him. Right. And I always thought his show was nonsense. And
never watched the show.
Last Night Tonight with John Oliver did a couple episodes about him, talking about the nonsense person he is, and You guys should check it out to see the nonsense person he is. Anyways, he lost, but he still got like 2.5 million votes. Like people did want him to win, which is outrageous because he's not about anything. He's just a Republican puppet. So that was another interesting vote. Also, John Fetterman. I hope he heals because he had a stroke that kind of messed up with his speech. So
damn.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. There was interviews, a recent interview where they had to prep interview him and give him the questions ahead of time in order to formulate the answers, and then he was reading off the answers because it's stroke. Right. It takes some time to heal. So that's insane. True. But
I will say I was shocked by one election. Then that was in Florida. It's the governorship in Florida. Ron DeSantis smoked Charlie Crist, and I didn't think like the margin would have been that wide. Apparently, this is the biggest margin that DeSantis has won by, but also in any of the other elections that's been going on the past couple of days, DeSantis is the one who won in the biggest landslide. And so a lot of Republicans are speaking on that. I've been seeing what everyone's been saying about Ron DeSantis from Florida and all that, and he says Florida is the state where woke comes to die and all that. And so I don't know, Bashtin. I think in 2024 this could be the one who represents the Republican Party in 2024. If it ain't gonna be 45, this could be the one. I think this is their guy.
It's interesting. I probably do agree with you. I do agree. Like they need someone that's political, that's like mentally there, and who will continue being the president. Because when Trump was president, he didn't do any, global colonization intervention in South America. He didn't do any of that, which most presidents did. Exactly. So they need someone to continue the American way, and he's a politician. Probably continue the American way. That's kind of the slight benefits of Trump. He did not do any global intervention. You gotta clarify that. There's a lot of things that happen. If it was any other president, it would not happen. But yeah, I was looking at the percentage. Roughly almost 60% to 20% is nuts.
Yeah.
Won by over 1.5 million. And
wasn't even close.
It wasn't close. Damn, Miami. DeSantis won Miami. Of course he won Miami. Yeah.
Bashtin. That's what I'm saying. This could be the guy. If Joe Biden runs again, I don't know. We'll see.
That's the crazy part because he has to run or they have to find a candidate next year. Starting next year, they need a Democrat needs a candidate to start promoting. And a candidate that did promote himself 2 years ago while Biden was running was Beto O'Rourke. And instead of being like Stacey Abrams, where she was helping, and something we did complain about 2 years ago. It's like Beto, like you should not run for president. You should try to run for governor again, but you should go out there and help people, register to vote because that's the problem with Texas. So
he got smoked too.
Yeah.
He got smoked
by 900,000. So Greg Abbott.
Greg Abbott was the one who said during the shootings down in Texas too. What did he say? Yeah. What did he say? He said some crazy like
it could have been much worse or something.
It could have been much worse or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
still won.
I do think it's insane how he disrespected UVlad so much, but he still won UVlad by 70%.
Right.
Which says a lot because people were talking about that too. It's like I don't know. I don't want to get into it live air without having information back. But it was weird. But anyways, Beto O'Rourke did not win. Of course, I won't say of course he won it, but he didn't win.
Yeah,
he didn't win.
He tried. I mean, I saw a lot of Beto O'Rourke campaigns when I was in Texas for a couple of days. I did see him try.
Yeah.
He tried. Okay.
Yeah, going to the finals twice and losing is insane. Anyways,
like Hillary Clinton.
She didn't go to the finals, but she did go to the
She
like
didn't go to the
semifinals.
finals.
The finals was Barack Obama versus McCain.
Right. She went to the finals in 2016. My bad. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. My
yeah,
bad.
and lost to Trump.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. That book was not cool. What else? What else is happening? Florida Senate, Marco Rubio won, obviously.
Yeah.
Arizona, I think Arizona is still going. They're still looking into it. 70% of the votes are in for the state senate from Mark Kelly or Blake Masters.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's this one state I wanted to speak about too.
Mm-hmm.
State of Wisconsin, man, because that was a nail biter. That was a real nail biter. It was the incumbent Ron Johnson from the Republican Party against Mandela Barnes of the Democratic Party. And it was a real nail biter. Ron Johnson got the vote by 50.5%. He has 50.5% of the votes. And Mandela Barnes, 49.5%. He only lost by at least 20,000 votes.
20.
At least 20,000 votes.
Oof. That.
Yeah.
There was another election I wanted to talk about. I think it was in Ohio, where I think J.R. Jemetsky, he was the rapper that
Wait,
did
what?
the he was that did the Brandon rap, if you remember.
No.
Okay, never mind. We don't have to talk about that.
The heck's the Brandon rap?
Nothing.
He did a Dark Brandon rap?
Let's talk. No, it will never be. It's Dark Brandon is the reverse of that. Let's talk about Georgia with Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker, which is going to be in a runoff.
Another
runoff for Warnock, which sucks. But for the people to allow Herschel Walker, who's been struggling to keep a conversation because his CTE is acting up. It's insane for me.
Yeah, Herschel Walker has been nothing but a lot of controversy, especially with his children and all that other stuff too. I find it crazy how much this race is gone down to this nail biter, and it was back and forth, back and forth. Warnock would catch the lead, then Walker would catch the lead. Then we're not even going to talk about the third candidate too, because the third candidate, he was making some waves as well. You know what I'm saying?
Libertarian.
The libertarian.
That's nuts.
He was getting some votes.
No.
Okay, he was getting some votes.
Libertarians are garbage, all right.
Those votes could have gone to somewhere important, but no, it went to them.
Okay, see,
right?
I can't say that because I always agree we need more political parties. The two-party system is terrible. But libertarian, I don't care. If it was a Green Party, I'd be like, yeah, all right, get the votes. But yeah.
Fine, fair enough, fine. But unfortunately, this is a two-party system here, and it's just what it is, Bashtin. It is what it is. It's been like this for centuries now. Okay, it's just been like that. But again, the fact that so many people voted for Herschel Walker, and even with all the controversy and stuff, I thought that was very something. I thought that was very telling. And so it is a rule in the state of Georgia that you have to get at least 50% of the vote in order to win the election. And unfortunately, he was a couple of points, just little decimals away to getting 50%, but now he has to do there has to be another runoff. So we're going to do this thing all over again. So hopefully Raphael Warnock can go ahead and get the W here, but I don't know. What if Herschel Walker somehow, some way takes a seat?
If he wins, he wins. That'd be terrible. I don't know what's going to happen, but if he follows the script, he should be fine.
Christian Walker wouldn't shut the hell up.
No, he's against it. He's against his father running.
Oh, good.
Yeah. He would. So, well, a lot of Democrats don't understand. He was there in the first one to show support for his dad, but the minute his dad starts talking crazy about everything, and he has like 4 kids outside of his marriage, Yeah, so that's when Christian Walker was like, no, I disagree. He should not run. No one in the family wants him to run. And I wasn't going to say anything until you said XYZ, and I'm speaking against it. And then if you read the comments, those same conservatives that were Christian Walker fans were against him, saying, oh,
Mm,
you're acting up. Like, oh, here's a video of you supporting him. It's like, yeah, he supported him day one. Like that first day when he did it, he didn't support him after
right.
that. That was the only time he was there. So it's like, that's how crazy Republicans are. They will forgive you. It's like you had, like, even if they have proof, you did 3 abortions. You paid for 3 abortions in your past, like not even less than 10 years ago. You're an old
Mm-hmm.
man. Like you're over 40. Like that means this is your conscience. This is your mind. So it's okay. Everybody does mistakes. Like what? If anytime like Biden will do something, you'll bring it up 10 years later. It's like this is what he
That is
did 10
true.
years. All right. It's like
That is true.
so it's
That is
ridiculous.
true.
This whole game is ridiculous.
They
Conservatives
got no morals,
have no morals. They have some
right?
shame. Have some
Oh,
shame.
conservatives want, especially a lot of these elected officials that are conservatives, they want to do stuff that they don't want everyone else doing.
Yeah.
It's basically do as I say, not as I do. Okay, because conservatives are the ones, all these elitists are the one out here getting these abortions, allegedly touching these kids and all that stuff. Okay, don't kill me. All right. They're the ones doing this behind closed doors, going to the little private islands and all that. I know it's been going down. Okay, I've seen the documentaries. All right. We were gonna learn who else was part of that stuff, but he killed himself. Or
Okay.
I think that's me and my conspiracy bag. Y'all.
Speaking of conspiracy, when we were saying at the top of the show about the red wave, one of the big consistent, a lot of people that were running were saying that they are sure that the election for 2020 was stolen, right? So
Of
can you
course.
imagine those people will say, if I lose, it's because they stole it from me. If I win, it's because I win. So we had a lot of
Right.
those type of peoples running for different seats in congressional districts and stuff. And they were quoting this movie called 2000 Mules. And have you ever heard of the documentary 2000 Mules?
No, please enlighten me on what 2000 Mules is about.
So it's a very, in my opinion, like this fictional film, but it's people will say it's real, where they would discuss how during the ballots, because of COVID, they switched to a more ballot based voting system. They said they were mules that were going out either like destroying ballots from the mailbox or adding ballots to the mailbox in order to turn the tide in certain districts.
I remember this theory.
So they made a documentary about it called 2000 Mules. And the mules is the concept of the person that's doing the illegal job, which is uh, increasing the votes. So I don't know how many people were really out there. It could be just like, maybe 20 or 30. But this year with the boxes, there are people actually outside with like weapons or just watching people drop their ballots into the box. And these people are not government. They're just people that are serving, protecting in their own way. They're not
Mm-hmm.
even connected to the government whatsoever. So in the documentary, they'll say, "Oh, look at this person." They said like, "Oh, we could track people through their cell phones," not understanding that like, hey, this ballot box is in a very high traffic area. So if a person passed by there a million times, probably most likely works there. That's just how transportation works. So they're trying to use that cell phone theory, which is not reliable, by the way. It's about signals bouncing left and right. Anyways, that's kind of what most of these people running the election for certain seats this year were
Mm-hmm.
on, and it is disturbing. And I'm happy most of them did not win,
Yeah,
but
like that crazy ass former anchor out of Arizona.
yeah, she lost. But someone like, if you remember Lauren Boebert, do you remember her? She was the one saying that I could bring my gun into Congress,
Oh
and then they
yeah.
stopped her at the door and said, "You cannot bring your gun to Congress."
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do remember that.
so she's running right now, but she's losing by 100 votes. So I
Oh
hope she
shit.
loses because that would be funny. Oh,
She's definitely gonna bring her gun up there.
yeah. It's
Uh,
it is pretty interesting. But
what's
that's
going on in your state, bud?
it's Colorado. Oh yeah. Before I forget, that's funny. I was going to talk about that being the last one. Anyways, let's talk about what I was discussing last week about the mayoral candidates, Rick Caruso and Karen Bass. It's strange, and I'm gonna tell you why it's strange because I was using either AP or New York Times in order to see the votes. And if you go on New York Times, last updated, I think it was like 7:10 a.m. Roughly 44% of the votes are in. Rick Caruso's up 51%, while Karen Bass is at 48%. But it's too early to say who won. When I mean too early, I mean by a whole like 3 weeks too early. For some reason, the ballot boxes are extremely slow here in California. Apparently, it's notorious for that, and I did not know because I am not a local to get California. This is my first year out here. New York is easy. You vote. We've been seeing it all our lives. You go to middle schools. They will like gym is closed for the week because we got to put the voting stools out.
That's right.
And your mom
Election day, kids are school is closed for the
for the
kids.
school closed for the kids, and your mom's going to go there. Your parents going to go there. It's like you're going to my school. You're going to see the gym, and it's the kid thing. It's like nah, I'll just go there and vote. Anyways, like I said, Rick Caruso, Karen Bass. I sent Gio this sheet where they were giving a canvas update schedule for the general election. So the first update is November 11th between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Next update is Tuesday, November 15th, Friday the 18th, and I'm just going to keep going the 22nd, 25th, 29th, December 2nd, and so the 7th update will be Friday, December 2nd. That's the update they think will be the official last one where they could tell you who won mayor of Los Angeles.
And the crazy thing was, I asked Bashtin initially, I was like, wait, what percentage are y'all at right now when it comes to this voting? He was like, 44%. I'm like, wait,
They
what?
have to do everything by hand because I think mail-in ballots don't count for a certain day in like other states. Like you can't do it on election day because we need it now. So you got to send it in like a week ahead of time. But for them, you could do mail-in ballots the same day. And I think that's through it being a higher dense population. So I can imagine how it is in San Francisco and Sacramento and all those type of other cities. But for them to be this slow, where they're updating you every 4 days or every 4 to 3 days, is insane to me, in my opinion. But I think they said December 2nd will be the day they'll tell you like who won the mayor. So it's not over. You know, this was supposed to be, a movie, but just like Obi-Wan Kenobi, they added 6 more episodes that was unnecessary. So sorry, I had to put it out there. It's just unnecessary. They extended it. Like why? Like
Yeah.
we really enjoyed it. It was an hour and 20, and I gotta watch 3 hours of it. Ugh.
Those last 2 episodes of fire, man.
Yeah, but I had to sit through 4. I
That
had to
is
sit through
true.
4.
Did have to sit through the first 4 of those, man.
But yeah, that's politics as usual.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Meanwhile, back here in New York,
oh yeah, yeah. What we got? What we got?
well, of course, with Senate, it should be no real news. Charles Schumer, he won. Yay, we know that. For the governorship, though, Kathy Hochul won 52.8%. She had 300, I mean 300. She had 3,010,000 votes, and she has defeated soundly Led Zeppelin himself. Um, and initially last week I said that the polls were looking close. It was looking neck to neck, and Lee Zeppelin was somewhat taking the lead a little bit. But hey, we did what we did. We voted. They voted Kathy Hochul. I ain't vote. So we voted Kathy Hochul. She's the governor of New York. And I've been seeing some things from upstate as of late, how a lot of Republicans are mad at people here living in the city because they really want a Republican representing them, all the Hicks upstate in New York. First off, New York Hicks, we don't even claim y'all, okay? You're Southern Canada to us, okay? All this talk about how y'all want the city to basically be its own thing. You don't want the city to be part of New York. You have to understand something, you upstate Hicks, all right? If it wasn't for us, okay, people wouldn't even give a damn about y'all. All right? What's when people say, "Oh, I'm from New Paltz. Oh, I'm from Plattsburgh. Oh, I'm from Binghamton." You know what they
Buffalo's
say?
cool though.
Buffalo's cool. Shout out to Griselda. But you know what they ask when you say, "Oh, I'm from Oneonta." You know what they say? Cool. Where's that in the city? Exactly. Sakyamada. Long Island, you can screw off though, because yeah, I know how y'all be in Long Island.
Long Island, like I said, it's hit or miss because most people, and I told you before, most people that live in Long Island either from Queens or Brooklyn. Well,
But now Led Zeppelin, he's from Long Island, so it was like
what's
straight
his
up
name?
red.
What's his name really?
Oh, his real name? Lee Zelpin.
Okay, okay. I see what you.
Yeah.
I kept saying Led Zeppelin. You text me that like what? Led Zeppelin's running? Huh? That's a band. What?
Yeah, it's Lee Zelpin.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Long Island, so I wasn't expecting anything less but Long Island being straight up red. I mean, it always is, anyways.
Wait. U.S. Senate Joe Pinon. He's a black man.
He's a black man, yeah, and he got his ass beat
Disturbing.
by an old white man.
Disturbing.
And of course, when it comes
A
to
black
representatives,
Republican.
when it comes to representatives, the normal one stayed. AOC stayed. Yvette Clark, that's in my district. That's in Bashtin's district. Stayed. Everyone else, I don't care about y'all, to be honest. But yeah, that's in New York.
Yeah, Yvette Clark. Yeah.
Yeah, I always saw her name. Always, even since childhood. Yvette Clark. She ain't going nowhere anytime soon, but yeah, that's how it is in New York. Everything is finalized. Everything is the same, pretty much.
Who was the cat person? Or maybe that's the Queens district. Never mind. Forget it. What I said.
Nicole Miliatakis, yeah, she won. Yeah, this is pretty much the same.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's how it is in New York. Bastion's just looking over who won and stuff like that. I could see the red and blue in his glasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the midterm elections. We don't have the final results for certain states because again, still counting in all the votes, counting in all the early votes, the day of votes. I think the early votes and all that stuff, I think it's still great that we're having that we're keeping that because it helps out the Democratic Party a lot because a lot of people, they work a lot. People who vote for on election day, as the homie John King would say, it's a lot of Republicans really vote on the day of, and so having the early voting and the mail-in ballots, it's helpful for the people who normally can't go on election day because of work and other obligations and stuff.
Life.
That is one thing I enjoy, Bastion. I do, like you said, it's sort of like ESPN meets politics. And me personally, my favorite is watching John King on CNN. I think he's just really great at explaining it. He's great at simplifying it for people who may not be too familiar with how this process works. I think he doesn't necessarily dumb it down. He just simplifies it and he makes it palatable for everyone to follow and somewhat enjoy. I guess would enjoy be the correct term?
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, but shout out to MSNBC though. I know a lot of people on Twitter. They like the MSNBC guy too, but I don't really watch him like that.
All right. I think that's it for politics, right?
That is it for politics. I got nothing else to say. I guess Bastion will give us an update on what's happening in California weekly. Well, yeah. I guess in December he'll give us an update,
which is insane. So, actually, yeah, December. Actually, the next episode back, we probably will know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, in December.
Oh, okay. So next episode, we will discuss this again. I'll let everybody, which is like in 2 weeks. Insane.
I know.
All right.
2022 is almost over, man. It's crazy.
So yeah, let's get into the next song. Then we'll get into music, and that'll be the end of our show. So the next song is gonna be some Mace. What
Some Mace.
You Want. I'm still keeping that early 2000 vibes.
That was Mace featuring Totals. Tell Me What You Want. Classic tune. Bad boy. You done know. Is Mace still a pastor?
Yes and no. I
Oh,
know he's signing people, but yeah.
Oh, he just chooses when to be a man of God, and
No,
then
you can always be a pastor. It's just you don't have a congregation, right?
remember when he was signed at G Unit?
He was never signed to G Unit.
He won
No, the same way like 2 Chainz was never signed to Good Music. It's
the
just
good
like
music.
they are connected. Like they worked together on an album release. Well, he never did release an album, but I think 50 Cent said, "Did he say you had to give me $2 million?" And he's like, "What? All right, no, forget it." And that was the end of it.
You sure did? He didn't want to take 50 shopping again for Mace.
No, he was. I think it was like one conversation. Like that was it. Like no,
Okay.
I'm not doing it. I remember that conversation. All right.
Gotta love 50.
Let's get into music. Before we get into music, did you listen to West Side Gun 10?
I didn't listen to West Side Gun
Okay.
10. How was it?
All right, that's fine. Anyway,
It's good?
No, I didn't listen to it either. I was listening to
Okay.
other projects. I didn't get a
Same.
chance to check it out.
Same. What projects were you listening to, Bashtin?
So the first one I want to discuss is R.A.P. Ferraria, a.k.a. Milo, or F.K.A. Milo. He came out with a new album called 5 to the I with Stars. It is a very small project. It's only 9 tracks, 23 minutes, but I do think it's a very fun, good listen. I won't call it like a backpack flat rap flow, but it is like a wordsmith flow in a way, with great production, fun tracks, and he's all very introspective, talking about his life and what's going on. I think he's roughly around our age, maybe a little bit older, but I think he's one of the better rappers. I do recommend checking him out. There's nothing much more I could say. I do think everybody could experience his music a little bit differently. But yeah, definitely check out the new R.A.P. Ferraria track.
And of course, we have the new Joji record with Smithereens, another 9-track. You call it an EP. Is it an album or is it an EP? 20 something.
So it is it's funny because this is also a 9-track, 24-minute project that we're listening to. I think it's
an album.
And I think this came off as an album. This is an album.
Okay, great. Because, yeah, Thriller was 9 tracks. A lot of Eagles records, 9 tracks. Illmatic was 9 tracks. The new Magic track album was 9 tracks.
But that was the EP, though.
Oh, fair. But anyway, Smithereens. And, of course, the first track that come with this is Glimpse of Us, which is a huge TikTok song that you always see on TikTok. White people love Joji. A lot of Asians love Joji. I will always forever know him as Filthy Frank back in the Filthy Frank days. But anyways, he's a really good artist. And Smithereens is a very somber sound, a very blue sound, a very melancholy sound. It sounds like he is getting over something. He's getting over a relationship. He's getting over a love in his life. And I honestly just I felt like I just need to give this man a hug at the end of these 24 minutes. Yes, a lot of it is very keys and chord driven. Also, you got a little bit of a hip hop influence in there as well. You get a little bit of trap drums in there. You get a little bop in there every now and again. But with a album called Smithereens and the colors being dark blues and the greens,
turquoise.
In turquoise, please just be prepared to listen to this in the dark. Please get ready to listen to this at nighttime. Get ready to listen to this in nothing but sadness. And that's what this album is. It's sadness. This is an album where he was going through something. And so that way it helps you heal as well. And it's a good project. It's like I said, 20, 23, 24 minutes. And I think it doesn't overstay its welcome at all. It's a very good album.
Is it strange to say this album sounds like, I think only one song sounded like a Drake song, and I think it's in the volume 2 near the end of the album. It's just like the style he was going for sounded very Drake-like, but Joji has an amazing voice in my opinion, and it does sound sometimes like James Blake.
I was gonna say James Blake.
because so in terms of like his voice is closer to James Blake, but one of the songs, his style, his singing style was just how Drake does his rap singing flow. So I was like, all right, this definitely sounds like a Drake song. But other than that, it's just maybe those two songs out of the 9 where just like it sounds like this person, but you see his personality, you see who he is as an artist, and you see his sadness, like singing songs. It's like I heard you're with someone else and you're happy, and I'm happy for you because I'll take the bullet for you, I'll die for you, some stuff like that.
Very emo.
Very emo, but emotional, and I trying to be emotional, mature about certain situations about love, and it's very direct. So I do recommend checking out the project. It's another very short project, 24 minutes. Sit down, chill with it. Same thing with R.I.P. Fraria. Yeah, we do recommend these nice projects, and I think we will listen to them more. And by the end of the year, we'll probably have more thoughts to it. But
Definitely.
yeah, should be interesting.
But there was just another album that came out that got everyone's attention because it was supposed to come out last week, but it didn't come out last week. It ended up coming out this week. Well, you know what I mean. It came out in November. It was supposed to come out in October, but it didn't. So it came out in November, first week in November. And that is the collaborative album of Drake and 21 Savage with Her Loss. 1 hour album. You've seen the memes, all right? You've seen the TikToks. You've seen the uproars, you've seen the tweets. You've seen what people feel about the album. You've seen what people feel about some certain songs, certain bars, certain records. They people call Alabaster Aubrey the most light skin he's ever been in this one. 21 Savage, he's praised. He's basically an innocent bystander in this. And for a man named 21 Savage, and you're an innocent bystander in this, that's something crazy.
All right, let's get into the album.
Let's get into it, Bashtin.
I didn't expect this album because it's been 5 months since Honestly Never Mind. That album came out June 17. We spoke about it. It was okay. The topics were whatever. We see where he was going.
I didn't say it was okay.
You liked it?
No, I said I didn't like the album.
Okay. I said it was okay. Song choices were okay. Pettiness, this unnecessary at some points of time. And if you would like to understand my perspective on this new album, Her Loss, you could pretty much listen to Honesty Nevermind because it's the same topic choices, but just on a different instrument, on a better beat, I could say. It's same album, rap, but on a better beat. That's how I feel about it. But Gio, you should start the review.
Okay, I'm not gonna do it track by track. Okay, I'm not doing.
No,
that.
It's not necessary. It's not necessary.
I will say this, right? People have been anticipating this collaborative album because the last time we had a Drake collaborative album was back in 2015 with Future, and that was What a Time to Be Alive. And it seems nowadays people like it a lot more, but I am still a big proponent of no, the album is pretty weak except for 4 songs, and it will still be the same 4 songs.
Revisionist history. I was there. Y'all didn't like it.
Y'all didn't like it. Y'all only liked 4 tracks: Digital Dash, Scholarships, Jumpman, and then the 30 for 30 freestyle. Now everyone's talking about plastic bags and all that, Diamonds Dancing. Y'all like that now? That's a damn lie. All right?
Revisionist
or maybe
history.
Exactly. Or maybe it was just you younger kids that like those tracks, and now that you're a bit older and a bit more grown, you want to have a voice now. But this album, I'm not gonna lie, I think this album has good beats. I think this album, it ain't that great, to be honest. Like it's a good bop every now and again. It has some good sounds. I written down certain bars and stuff that I thought was kind of cool, but to me, I feel like Drake isn't trying. Drake isn't trying anymore. Drake is just putting out crap, and people are just gonna like it. I don't like this album. I don't like the fact that Drake isn't trying anymore. I miss the Aubrey that used to do the beige ballads All right, that he would actually try and make a cohesive album. Okay, I missed that. All right, I'll miss. I don't like this new guy. This guy is just he's just a toxic light skinned dude who's just trying to. He's just I don't know what he's doing, man. He's just talking a whole bunch of crap for no reason. He's just he's just starting stuff for no reason. I think some of the pettiness is hilarious actually, but like my man, you 36 now. Why are you doing this stuff still at 36? The problem is you got so damn big in the past 10 years that you're basically untouchable, okay? And you're light skinned too. So that helps somewhat. And you're one of the biggest rappers in the whole damn world. You're one of the biggest artists in the whole damn world. And so you feel like you're a bit bulletproof. You're sort of learning from your from I don't know, your frenemy, I guess we'd call in, the fallen angel himself. But I think some of these records are fine. I think a lot of them are just passable. I think some of the sounds are cool,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I don't really care about this album. 21 Savage, again, you're an innocent bystander in all this. I mean, you tried, okay? He made you seem like a thought in the first record. I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
21 for me.
Yeah, yeah.
This
Like
album is like rap heavy, trap slightly
it
influence,
is.
those type of beats. Petty bars, a lot of petty bars, a lot of funny bars, and a lot of cringe bars.
Yeah,
And I like to say most petty bars are cringe.
that is true. That is
When
true.
you have smoke for regular people, it's just not as interesting as like not having smoke for example, Pusha T, right? Pusha T
Hmm.
has a bar for you particularly, then yeah, that's the game. But when you're having a sidebar, Serena, your husband is a groupie.
Hmm.
Like now, like what did Alexis do to you? Like Alexis is a cool dude. All right,
Well,
what did he
apparently
do
Drake
to
and
you?
Serena used to date. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
but like, what are you doing? This is a married couple with a child.
That is true. But I will say this though, Bastion, because I do agree with you. Drake has always done this though. He's done this to the women he's dated before.
Yeah,
Remember how I told you about the skincare and swimwear line that was directed at Rihanna?
yeah. That's why I said the last album. All you had to do is listen to what we say, and that's how we felt about this album. But different lines for different things. It's like why are you so
Yeah.
petty against Rihanna still? Like if you were in a relationship together, you obviously couldn't. It just didn't work out. Now,
Mhm.
there are some good songs in the album that I wanted to point out, like Privileged Rappers. I thought it was a great song. And also, one of my favorite songs on the album, track 10, with Travis Scott. And I'd
Mhm.
say Travis Scott still got it.
He got it.
I
He
always
still
tell
got it,
people,
man.
I hate to say, feel like we kind of need Travis Scott music because this is the unbalancedness of these rappers with their boring trap music where it could be 1 out of 10 songs is pretty good. But Travis Scott came in and killed it. It's like, all right, man, we need some more Travis Scott. It's insane. Then
I'll say this: I do have some certain bars that I like from Drake that I thought were pretty cool,
yeah,
but I have a lot more bars that I think were cringe from him. Like on the track BS, he was like, "I'll do a feature to make the labels think they need you." I thought that was pretty slick because who could forget the time where Drake was featuring on a lot of up and coming artists' records, and they did get record deals because of it. Okay, who could forget I Love McConan on Tuesday? Who could forget Black Boy JB? You know what I'm saying? Like these were heavy artists out here where, Drake was featured on these records, and Drake definitely he Michael Jackson Rockwell their asses, and he became the songs,
yeah,
and we never heard of these guys again. McConan, he got suplexed off the stage. Um Black Boy JB, I don't know where the hell he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know where a lot of these artists that Tinashe, where the hell? Well, Tinashe, she's sort of independent now, but like when Drake did 3 on, like it was over. Like people only care about those records,
yeah.
only care about the 3 on record. So I like that record. I thought that bar was slick a little bit. I thought that was like
I have
a nice little
another
hit out of.
whack bar I wrote down. It's like I send the label bills, bills, bills. Like those two other women stand next to Bay, and I was like, really? Is that like? I get it, but it ended so. I don't know, man. This isn't it.
Oh, Back Outside Boys. This is a cringe one. Who the president? I never voted once. If I did, I'd vote Tiana Trump. I didn't like that bar. Listen, I like Tiana Trump, very talented indeed. But I
Can he
just thought
vote?
the bar
He's
was weak.
Canadian.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. He's not permanent resident, so he's
he,
not a
he's
citizen.
not a resident here. He's not. Oh, you don't think Drake don't have dual citizenship?
I don't know.
I
It's a
mean, his
good
dad is
question.
from Memphis.
That's not how it works. That's not how it
I know,
works.
but like he could. I'm sure he could. He's Drake. I'm sure he got something.
Yeah. Another bar I like is like y'all been going in and out of recessions the same way I've been going in and out of Texas.
That was a good one.
And then he
That was a
ended it
good
with like,
one.
or in and out of courtrooms. My lawyer's like, objection. It's constantly
And
getting sued. Speaking of getting sued,
and speaking of Texas, damn, you just turned on the news and seen men who never got pussy in school are making laws about what women can do. I thought that was pretty nice. I thought it shows that hey, you actually like know what's going
I
on. But
don't
hey,
believe he
how do you
wrote
not
that.
know what the president is?
I don't believe he wrote that line.
You don't think he
If
wrote
he
that?
did, it's like, who is that line for? Because it's definitely not for his target audience. Because
Well,
he's consistently not about that.
but I will say this though. Afterwards, like he said, "I'm gonna be the one who protects you" and all that. But I cut that part out
Okay.
because
Yeah. See,
that's
that's what
what
I
makes it.
mean. It's
Yeah, yeah,
that's why he
yeah.
said like,
See,
I'm gonna pay for you. I'm gonna pay for you. I'm a feminist.
right?
That
Yeah.
line.
But
So
also
yeah.
in that same song where he said that too, he said, "What dumb crap?" He said. Hold on, I have it right here. Oh, niggas put hands on you in the past, insecure because your body is pressure. 4 words when I think about them is crusty, musty, and dusty. 8 words I think about us is F me, F me, F me, F me. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That was pretty cringe.
Yeah. It's all around. It's a very cringe. There are funny bars, but it's overshadowed by the next cringe bar afterwards. Like the worst song on the album gotta be Circle Loco, which
And
is
that's the one that samples
Daft
Daft
Punk.
Punk's. Yes, it samples
One
Daft Punk.
more time.
Yes,
So
yes.
that song is just not good at all. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't been a Drake fan for a very long time. Last time I genuinely enjoyed a project, and you could go back to 2014 when we were back in college, and you and Bruno were dissing me,
I was dissing you on it,
saying
and
like
I was wrong.
nothing was the same. Not nothing was the same. If you're reading this is too late is a banger project, and I was 10 toes down on that project. That project is fire. Nothing was the same was fire.
It was fire.
Take Care was
It
not,
was.
but like that's how I felt. It's like, all right, you know what, Drake could do this. And then of course
It was.
the next albums weren't as interesting, and it hasn't been interesting for a very long time. So to be
Has
on the
it?
top and stop making, just making singles and not interested in making music, this is pretty much what we're getting. It's another album that probably sounds good the first listen, but by the 5th
Mm-hmm.
listen, you're just gonna choose 2 songs and leave.
All right, hold on, Bastion. Hear me out because that song in particular in question, I know the bar.
All right.
Um, I have it under smart. I like the bar because of the double and triple entendres that can come with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's still cringe because I'll just say the bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. So there's a double entendre on there, right? The first one being the obvious of addressing that Megan Thee Stallion getting shot,
By
right?
Tory Lanez.
Alleged by Tory Lanez. But also I also took it as oh, like she got butt injections
So
and she's like a stallion,
so yeah.
which I thought was clever too. I'm like, oh damn. But the problem is, well, continue, Bastard. What are you gonna say?
No, it's true. It is a double entendre, but the problem is, and you could say it.
The problem is, You know that's not what people gonna think. You know they're gonna take it at face value, Drake. Okay, Alabaster Aubrey. You know what you were
You
doing.
know you're lying. That was your
You know what
intention.
you
And
That was intended.
and rappers, and I'm a big fan of Lupe Fiasco, right? Rappers understand the intention of double entendre, where the first line could be surface, but when you really think about it, it means three other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So rappers understand double entendres. They love double entendres. Drake was really good at it. Go listen to mixtape Drake. That's all he was doing. He was fire back
Yep.
then. I respect that man, not this person. This guy is petty. He's whack
Yeah.
and uninteresting. And, he's the biggest. I think they said that he's going to sell 300,000 for this record. So it's like, all right, whatever.
And it got worse as the song kept progressing because it went on further after that bar and said, Shorty said she graduated. She ain't learned enough. Played your album track one. Man, I heard enough. I'm like, yo, what are we doing?
That's funny though.
But like,
that's funny.
hold up, you can't do that after the shots in the Stallion bar.
Yeah.
Because Megan Thee Stallion, she's college graduated.
Oh, you think it was targeted towards her?
Yeah, she's college educated. Maybe the GPA wasn't the best, but she graduated.
Graduate. No one asked for a GPA, but yeah, I believe you.
Right, and then I like the album.
What's another one he said? It's like she's a 10, but I listened to her rap on mute. I was like, all right, bro, you got it. Is this about Ice Spice?
I thought that was for Ice Spice.
I don't think so.
Queen Ice Spice. I thought that was for our Queen Ice Spice, and she doesn't deserve
what
that.
What do you say? I watched the music video on mute or something?
Yeah. I mean, I take offense to that because I listen to what she says. Like, okay, you don't just do that to Ice Spice, all right?
I don't think it's. I do think it's about, because that's the only Twitter comment I've seen recently about, like, I watched the music video on mute. So you
did her dirty. Because what does she do?
Yeah.
Like, what she do? Aubrey?
That's what I mean. Like, these are funny bars, but also cringe. Like, that's hilarious.
Right.
But why would you say this? It sounds. You know what? It's funny because it reminds me of a tweet. That's why. Like, this is a funny tweet. I'm not gonna like or retweet. I'm gonna continue scrolling. It got its impression, but that's it.
I think that's what this album is. Well, Drake's bars, at least. It's just angry tweets, petty tweets, light-skinned tweets, Alabaster Aubrey tweets.
I could say his rap flows for this album is really good, though.
Yeah.
His flows, some songs work very well, hits or misses. I think 21 fits fine. I don't think it fits like a glove. I don't think there's much dynamic after the first verse. Or I think what song? Back to Back.
No, there's no back to back in this one, but
oh no, he did a back to back on I think on BS with
oh yeah
21.
Yeah. Okay.
So I jump on your song, make you sound like the future. Anyways, Broke Boys. I'm gonna jet like my last name is Lee. 2 sticks in my hand like I'm playing the Wii. Like, all right, cool. These are the bars we get from 21 Savage. But other than that, it's just another Drake album that's mediocre.
Yeah.
This is like 3 mediocre albums in a row. Talking about Certified Lover Boy, which was very mediocre, by the way. And honestly, Nevermind probably has like 2. Like, each of these albums have 2 or 3 songs you could add to a playlist, and it's perfectly fine. But imagine buying this in like 16 tracks, and you can only listen to 4 of them by the end of in like 3 years from now. But
Drake needs to take a break when it comes to music.
No, there's no break. You have to make music. You can't. If you make music, you could take a break, right? But you're not making music. You don't need to make a break. You're just putting singles together. It's like, I made 50 songs in the past 8 months. Make an album with it, and leave the room.
You know what? Drake needs to take a break with releasing stuff. Okay. He needs to take a break.
In this day and age, it doesn't matter. In this day and age, it doesn't matter.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Okay.
Yeah, in this day and age, people listen to albums for 1 week and forget it the next. So that's absence.
I think Drake should do a big service to himself. Stop releasing this mediocreness, this mediocrity. I think Drake should just take some time for himself. Take a couple years let the people miss wanting to hear some new Drake. Okay,
You messed up with his money, bro.
listen, man. The man got enough money. The man got a damn. You seen the man's mansion, all right? You seen how he lives, all right? He'll be fine. Okay. Absence make the hearts grow fonder. Okay, you seen what 5 years did, and Kendrick came back, and it was insane. All right.
Yeah. Sure.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Bash. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Sure.
Whatever. Anyways, Aubrey, this is just my advice. Take a damn break. All right. Let the absence grow fonder of you. Okay. I want to be like in the next 3 years. I'm like, damn, Drake ain't dropping nothing in a minute. Like, let's hear something from Champagne Poppy. Let's hear something from the boy, because I'm sick of what I've heard for the past year, from 2021 all the way up to now. So a full year of just garbage and mediocrity. I'm sick of it. You're 36 now. Okay. I expect 36-year-old raps, not the same stuff that you've been rapping about for 10 years now.
All right.
And with that is Black Seinfeld.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you again. We'll see you in December. Again, the next 2 weeks we will not be here. We got stuff to do. So hope you have a good family gathering. You know, hope you have all the greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, hog, ham, all that. If you still celebrate it, cool. You know, Black Friday is officially dead. So hope you get all the stuff that you want online and on Cyber Monday, and you get all the Amazon deals. Damn, yeah, this season of Black Seinfeld is almost over. It's incredible. What a great 2022. Well, no, 2022 was wild.
We got 5 more episodes for you before the end of the year.
That's right. We got 5 more episodes for you. Do you want to tell the people anything before we sign out, before we see them in technically December?
Hey, to find more information about Black Seinfeld, go on blackseinfeld.com. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at BlackSeinfeldNY. And if you have any requests or questions, please reach us out through our email, blackseinfeldny@gmail.com. And we are also a podcast, so just in case you missed last week's episode, just go on any podcast terminal and just type in Black Space Seinfeld, and you'll be able to see our previous episodes. But other than that,
yes, take care. We're going out to Black Eyed Peas, Where's the Love, off the 2003? Was it? 2003, right?
Yeah.
Ella Funk? 2003 album, Ella Funk. Where's the Love? Take care, everyone. Peace.